So you think you've got daddy issues? Wait till you hear the crap that's going on with Lois and her father in the latest episode of My Adventures with Superman, because somehow this 100-pound skinny little Korean girl believes that she knows what's best for her father when being chased by people that could literally kill them all. Yeah, that's gonna work out. So we get back into My Adventures with Superman, episode 4. Because, it wasn't bad enough before. Let's drag it into this again and keep going, because we all know where this is going. So, General Lane is still staying with Jimmy and Clark because reasons, I guess. And he's become a paranoid nutcase who believes that, Amanda Waller and her people are after him. I mean, they are after him, but he's talking about, there's some white van parked across the road for the longest while now. And I don't know, maybe this man likes walking around in his underwear in his Sunday clothes for some reason. I just don't know. I'm just saying, you could dress with some kind of more, something or another, but whatever. Turns out that it was just a delivery truck coming to invite Jimmy Olsen to the Star Labs Expo. I mean, why not? That's fun, I guess. Yeah. So the invite comes there and he decides he's going. General Lane gets a message saying they're on to you. So he decides he has to take matters into his own hands. Right. Clark still needs to talk to Lois about the whole beacon thing that he's going to use to get in contact with his cousin, wherever she may be. That's probably going to turn out. He still can't get a hold of her. Jimmy arrives in a limo, spending more money. He's like down to $3 million and something, because he was at $5 million when this started, when this season started with 4 episodes in. He's down to $3 million. I'm telling you, he's going to be broke before this whole thing is over, because, of course, black man got a little bit of money. They have to portray him as being an idiot. So he's taking Clark with him to the Star Labs Expo, and, Clark is supposed to be like his hype man or something. So, and they're in this limo that he bought. I mean, he bought this limo. Idiot. And they're going to the Star Labs Expo because he wants Clark to meet as his friend, not because, Star Labs is all about aliens and all this nonsense. Lois goes to see her father because, they have a strained relationship, because we're supposed to care about that. Instead, she goes in there looking for Daddy Dearest, doesn't see him, and when she looks out the window, she sees him running, running somewhere, trying to sneak in broad daylight where everybody could see. This is a man who was supposed to be a general who was trained in covert ops, but apparently that goes out the door when idiots are writing the script. That's what happens. We get a flashback of when Lois was a kid, and apparently her father used to like to take her to run around the woods while he hunted her down. That's probably going to leave some deep emotional scars later on in life, but, at this point, I'm sure everything will be fine one way or another. Yeah, so, they had their little bonding moments and things back then, stuff and all of this, and now she's all grown up and determined to find out where her father is going, because he apparently, again, can't spot a tail, even though he's supposed to have been trained in covert ops. But once again, when you have idiots writing this is what you get. So Clark and Jimmy show up at the expo in there. I'm guessing those are supposed to be really good suits, and the other, I don't even know. Clark and he flip-up glasses. Somebody needs to tell him this is not 1984. It's just, that's no longer in style. You really need to stop that. Really need to stop it. They have polarized lenses now that actually turn into shades when you or the sun. Come on, man, it's just ridiculous. And then the Star Labs Expo, they showing off all these different technology. They have this thing that turns people invisible, anti-gravity room, and all this kind of thing. Somebody from NASA knows Flamebird, which is what Jimmy's online handle is, and all of this. And, so he's having a good time. Meanwhile, General Lane goes to his secret armory base, and again, Lois is following him because he can't spot the tail, even though he was trained in covert ops. But this is what happens when idiots are writing this. When he goes in there to get his stuff, she comes in and he's telling her that he needs to leave, and she's all, what's this all about? You're leaving again. I mean, of course he's leaving. There are people after him, dangerous people who openly want to murder him. Why would he stay? What possible if he stays, you're in danger. The fact that you had him stay by Clark and Jimmy, and Amanda Waller didn't find him instantly proves she's an idiot as well, because they're like the only two people you know. I think they would. Okay, I won't say that they're the only two people that she knows. They're the only two people who could stand her long enough to help her do anything. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's what it is. So while they're yammering on away now, the wall explodes and in comes Mr. Hulking-looking guy and stuff. So Sam Lane fires a freeze ray at him and temporarily freezes him, and they look to escape from there. While they're running now and he's trying to tell them that they need to get out, man shows up again and they go into hiding. Meanwhile, Jimmy and Clark are in the anti-gravity thing at Star Labs and they're floating around. Clark tells him how he's a good friend and all of this stuff and that he's really good to see him and all of that. Jimmy goes up for the this on stage presentation thing and he's all there. And the presentation is the Superman problem. Yeah. They're doing this shit again. We did it last season. Let's start it up again. And who's the next speaker? Lex Luthor, because why not? Meanwhile, Lois and General Lane are in the sewers, and he's telling her, wow, these sewers run all over the city. You could get anywhere. How did you find this? You had an entire base under Metropolis where you were torturing Superman. You moved people around there. You trying to tell me you didn't know about all these sewer tunnels? What kind of idiot are you? I mean, come on, how does this make any sense at all? So they're moving another flashback to when she was a child, and once again, making your daughter run around the woods while you're hunting her down and training her is apparently supposed to be acceptable parenting. No, I don't know why anybody thinks that, but that's what it is, apparently. All of this. So yeah, she's all there and she's upset that he still wants to leave and she should stay and all of this nonsense. Telling her he needs to go. And who shows up? Atomic Skull. And, General Lane fires his freeze ray at it to slow him down. So Jimmy and Lex Luthor are the keynote speakers for the Superman problem, right? And Jimmy is saying that Superman is a hero. He uses his powers to help people, and he chooses to use his abilities to save people and help people and all of this stuff. That's what he chooses to do. Lex, on the other hand, has a different point of view. He's saying, yes, Superman chooses to do this, but what if he decided not to choose to do it? What if he decided to use his powers for whatever he wanted to do? Could anybody stop him? What if they fought a war and Superman decided to side with the enemy? What could happen then? Nobody could stop him. He could do whatever he wants. And he's talking about how, ever since Superman showed up in this city, all kind of things have been going on again, all kind of weird stuff, and all kind of freaks, all kind of things. Yeah, the same people he's working for. Oh, this used to be a peaceful city, and everybody's all, I wonder now, maybe Superman isn't something like, oh, Jesus, we did this shit last season, but no, let's do it again. Let's do it again. That's it. So yeah, Lex is making his point, and Jimmy can't do anything. And like I said, the people are all, I wonder, maybe Superman isn't so this, Superman isn't that. Yeah, while he's saving your ungrateful asses all the time. No, worry no, because if he decided, you know what? It ain't worth it. I just go in and stay home and a fire break out. Don't shout Superman help. Don't do that. Don't do that at all, because you know what you're doing. Yeah. So Lex made his point. So Lois and General Lane go to see Winslow Shaw, aka the Toy Man, but he isn't Toy Man yet. Yeah, apparently he's some friend of Sam Lane, and he's gonna help him get out of the country, but he needs to trade in his alien tech for it, and that's how he's going to help him get out of there, right? And then Lois and her stupidity. Oh, you're still leaving again? Why can't you stay? And he's telling her it's dangerous. I can't stay. And she's all, oh no, you could stay. We'll figure something out. What in God's name are you going to do? That's just what I want to know. What in God's name are you going to do? Are you somehow going to what? If the big hulking man shows up, what are you going to do? Get into a fisticuffs with him before he rips your skinny ass in half? Or better yet, when Atomic Skull shows up, what are you going to do? Throw rocks at him before he melts your skinny ass? This is not about curiosity. Or when Deathstroke shows up, are you going to grab a kitchen knife and engage in a Zorro-style sword fight with him before he cuts your skinny ass in half? What are you going to do? How are you ever going to stop any of these people? How? You're like 100 pounds soaking wet. You're barely over 5 feet tall. How are you going to stop? How are you going to protect your father against the superpowered nut jobs who are coming for him? How? But no, you're leaving again. You always left when I was a little girl. You're gonna die, stupid. That's why he's leaving. Come on. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, they're trying to play this off like some kind of, some kind of daddy-daughter moment. It makes no freaking sense. None. You literally try to act like this is something that it isn't. Oh my God. I tell you, it's so ridiculous. All of this, leave and you should stay. What are you gonna do? God, boy. So he makes up his mind that he's going to. He makes up his mind that he's going to stay with the. And then, of course, surprise, Deathstroke shows up because Toyman sold him out. What a shocker. Again, what is Lois going to do? Grab a kitchen knife and get into a sword fight with him before he cuts her skinny ass in half? Come on now, man. Come on. Ridiculous as hell. So Sam Lane throws some bear at some stuffed teddy bear that's apparently a bomb. That's a fun thing to have. And they, the whole explosion and thing, and they go after them. And then this really freaking stupid pattern, because this whole thing involving them takes place clear across town, yet somehow they end up at the Star Labs Expo. How? You would have literally had to run like miles in 2 seconds flat. would have literally had to run match the governor. I mean, if that is the case, why is Superman even there? Clearly, all of you are superpowered. So they show up and Deathstroke and an Atomic Skull and this hulking weirdo, or they're all there and they're literally trying to kill Sam Lane and his daughter. But of course, you know, I'm sure Lois will be more than equipped to deal with this. Ay. Luckily, Superman shows up. And, you know, he could throw them around and barely hold them off. But, you know, given that when it comes to that straight-on fight, they will kick his ass. We've seen that before. Lois goes and puts on this invisibility thing that they have. He and they were fighting. You know, it's going back and forth. But when the building kind of takes damage, Deathstroke orders them to escape and go. So they go on and they leave Superman there in all of this rubble and destruction. Right. He floats up there to ask, is everybody all right? And then immediately Lex Luthor starts, look at what happened. All this destruction, all this chaos, all because of him. He did all of this. Like, he was... So you trying to tell me Superman just randomly decided to start destroying stuff? It's exactly like the same shit that they did last season. Where, you know, oh, because he runs into a bus chasing somebody invisible, the people who he literally just saved are all, oh, he might be bad. And they all literally turn on him. Literally. I mean, all it takes is Lex just stating a few things and they just all suddenly decide to turn on him. And then, you know, they're all, oh, yeah, get out of here, Superman. We don't want you. You're a menace. And I'm like, you know, if he left, what would you all do? What would you all do? Bunch of idiots. I tell you. And then Lex thanks Jimmy for giving him the advice that he gave him last time to pursue his passion and his all of that and stuff. And that's what led him to this. And Superman is all Jimmy and shocked. And what does Jimmy do? Not simply explain, listen, that's not what happened. I told him to just, you know, do the right thing and not sit around and wait for something to happen. I told him to take charge of his life. I never meant this. No, he just runs off. He just runs off. That's it. Superman then goes to see Lois and overhears her and her father talking about how you know, Clark is weird. Whatever. Absolute nonsense anyway. You know, she tells her father that you know, she's glad he's staying, but then he sees an injury on her and realizes he has to go, which is common sense. Him being there is going to get you killed. Why won't you see that? But no, she's convinced that's something else. Or whatever. So as she leaves, he takes off. She tries to call Clark, but he just gets the message and he uses the beacon thing to send a message to Kara, and it sends it and gone. So we will see what happens with that. When Lois comes down, her father's gone. Stanley, she gets a flashback to some time when they were because they used to move around to base because he's in the military, and she wake up and thought that, you know, he was gone, so she had to find him and all the tracking and stuff, and then he tells her, you know, it was a test just to see what's going on, and she's all upset and pissed. Why are you upset and pissed? He's been doing this with you for years. Why are you shocked? It's not like, you know, you just suddenly woke up and he left some bloody trail. He's been literally doing this with you for years. We've seen it. We've seen it in the flashback. It's been happening for years. But somehow you're all upset because he did it to you again. Like, God, is this even supposed to be about? So then, you know, she walks off and stuff, then goes outside. Her father's gone, gets all teary-eyed and stuff. Apparently we're supposed to be interested in that. Luthor is making his pitch to the Star Labs. the army and everybody about the Superman problem, and they're all perfectly happy to help him murder Superman. That's it. They're all perfectly happy to help him murder Superman. They literally tell him, and even Hank Henshaw there, who is actually, going to become cyborg Superman, they basically tell him, whatever you need, you've got it. We're prepared to help you commit cold-blooded murder. We're good with that. We're good. Then at the end, this robotic thing that was out there shows up in space over the Earth. Judging by the previews that we've gotten for next week, we kind of know what's going on there, but I won't spoil that for now. We'll get to that when we get to that. And that's the episode, people. That is the episode. That's it. That's the episode. So we got Lois being a selfish, narrow-minded moron who for some reason thinks that, because she weighs 100 pounds soaking wet, she could take on dangerous, superpowered criminals that nearly killed her boyfriend like 5 times alone. You understand me? We got Sam Lane, who apparently believes that his version of good parenting is to take your daughter out into the woods and hunt her down. Guess that's, one way to deal with it. We got the big Superman problem again, where people are telling us, we're so sick of that shit. They did it last season. Be original now. Oh God, be original now. But no, that's what they're doing. We gotten Jimmy spending money like there's no tomorrow before he, can't even take 5 seconds to tell Clark that's not what happened. I didn't get it. I just encourage Lex to not wait for handouts, to pursue his own dreams. I never expected him to do this. No, he couldn't say that. He decides to run off. And that's it. Another ridiculous episode. I'm telling you, I'm gonna give this episode a 1.3 out of 5 because it's just really stupid. Like really, really stupid. The things that happen make no sense, and I'm trying to, you know where it's going, and I'm like, why? Just why? So, that's it for me. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. I have a different opinion. I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.